All right. Hello, all. Hope this review is going well for you all. First, we're going to do a what would Python do? And here we have three functions, f1, f2, and f3. And so let's take a look at part A and what we're doing here. So it looks like we have a function call to f1. And if we go to f1, we see that it takes an x and y. So let's say we have a frame where we call f1. And in here we have the variable x, which we bind to the value 3, and a y that is corresponded to -5. So next, let's see what this would do. So if x is greater than x plus y, so if 3 is greater than -2, which is true, then we want to print x. So we'll print x. And then we reassign y to be x. So this looks like y is reassigned to x. And then let's move on to our next line. If x is greater than x minus y. So if 3 is greater than 0, 3 minus 3. And this is true. So let's see what we do. We want to print y, which is going to be 3. And then after that, we reassign x to be the value of y, which is 3. And it's already 3, so it would stay the same. Next, we look at what we want to do, and we see that we finally reach a return statement where we return x plus y, which is 6. Okay, nice. So that's our first part done. Next, we want to do f1 with -4 and 7. So, oops, this is frame 1 or function 1, it looks like. But let's reassign our values. So x is -4 in this part, and y is 7. So if we take a look again at our first line, if x is greater than x plus y, and in this case it's 3, so this is false, so we'll move on to the next if statement here, and this checks if x is greater than x minus y, so -4 minus 7 is -11, and this is true. So we will be looking at the next line, and we see that we want to print y and y is 7. So after that, we see that x is now equal to y. And now let's reassign x to be the same as y, so 7 and 7. And then in our next line, we once again want to return x plus y, which is 7 plus 7, so 14. Nice. 2 parts done, 2 more to go. Okay, so here we are looking at f2. And in f2, we have values a and b. So, well, I guess this is now the function instead of the frame, but so we have a, which is going to be this strange print a, and I'll write this right now. This is maybe not the most proper way to write this, but basically what we want to notice is when we make the function call, it'll actually evaluate these parameters that we pass in. So when it looks at print a, it's going to say, oh, you have to print a. So we'll be printing a, and then the return value of print a is actually none. So really what we're passing in here is not print a, but actually the value none. And then when it sees this b, it's going to think, oh, what's 10 mod 3, which is 1. So b is actually going to be 1. Okay, next let's actually look inside the body of the function. So what here, the first line, if a, and since a is none, which is a falsy value, we won't go into this if statement, and we'll move on to the else case. And the else case is return a or b. And here we want to remember that the or will actually just return the first truthy value. So let's see if a is truthy. No, it's not because its value is none. So next we'll evaluate b and see if that is truthy. And since it's just an integer of 1, it is truthy, and we will be returning b. So that's what this part will look like. Nice. Moving on to our last and final part. So here we have f3. And let's see. F3 is a lambda function with the variable list. And here we see our list will be this nested list containing values 10, 20, 30, 40. And so what will happen when we make this call? Well, first it looks like um, we have a splice of the list from index 1 to the end. So what is this? Well, if we look, this first uh, this first element here is actually this list containing 10, 20, and or I guess our 0th item is this list containing 20, and then our first item is actually 30. So this will actually evaluate to the list 30, 40, since we're splicing it from the first index, and then it will add it to list.pop 0. So it's going to take the 0th element, which we mentioned was this list of 10, 20, and it's going to pop it, which means it's going to remove it and return it. So this is what this is essentially doing. So what will this look like? Well, if we add these two lists together, it's just going to be one big list containing 30, 40, 10, 20. Nice. And I believe that is the end of this part. And good luck to the rest of the worksheet.